All right, let's jump right in. We all have to make big decisions, right? And when we do, there's this battle that kicks off in our heads. Do we trust our gut feeling, or do we trust a logical system? Well, in this explainer, we're stepping into the ring for the ultimate showdown: raw intuition versus structured, multi-criteria analysis.
So, to kick things off, let's hear from the undisputed champion of gut feeling. We'll call him the devil's advocate. And you know what? He makes a pretty persuasive case for the power of good old-fashioned human instinct.
And you get that, right? It's a feeling a lot of us have, that deep down there's a special kind of wisdom in our intuition that cold hard numbers just can't touch. But the real question is, when the stakes are sky high, is that actually true?
This slide really lays it all out. It's the core of the whole debate. On one side, you've got that gut feeling. It's fast, it's emotional, it's totally human. And on the other side, you have multi-criteria analysis. Slow, logical, a deliberate system. They're two completely different roads, but they both lead to the same place: a decision.
Okay, so let's pull back the curtain and get beyond the metaphors. To really understand what's going on, we're going to bring in a neuroscience expert, Anna Guerriero, to break down what we even mean when we talk about intuition. What is it, really?
So cognitive neuroscience actually gives us this amazing framework called the dual process model. And what it tells us is that our brain doesn't just have one way of thinking. Nope. It has two totally distinct operating systems, and believe me, they are often fighting for control.
Okay, so let's break this down. System 1, that's our intuition. It's lightning fast, it's effortless, it's that gut feeling. But here's the catch, and it's a big one. It is super prone to biases and errors. Then you have System 2. This is the complete opposite. It's our slow, conscious, rational mind. It's the part of our brain that's built for the heavy lifting, for really thinking things through.
So, when you look at it from a scientific angle, intuition isn't some kind of magical sixth sense. It's really our brain's default setting. You could almost call it a form of cognitive laziness. It's designed to save precious energy by taking the quickest, easiest mental shortcut it can find. And this right here is the absolute kicker. This fast, automatic system of ours, it was an evolutionary masterpiece for, say, spotting a lion in the tall grass and running for your life. What it was not designed for was evaluating a complex corporate merger or trying to manage a pension fund. Our world has changed, but that ancient wiring is still there.
So what happens when we take this ancient, shortcut-loving brain of ours and throw it at modern, complex problems? Well, it can lead us straight into some really dangerous mental traps. Let's take a look.
Oh man, we are brilliant storytellers, especially to ourselves. So often, we make a decision with our gut, with System 1, and then we use our powerful, logical System 2 brain not to question that decision, but to build a fantastic, logical-sounding story to justify the choice we already made emotionally.
And get this, your intuition is not consistent at all. There are famous studies that have shown judges give out much harsher sentences right before lunch when they're hungry. Your mood, how well you slept, even the weather, all these things can hijack your gut feeling without you ever even knowing.
And this just nails the alternative, doesn't it? A structured mathematical process is completely immune to our biology. It doesn't get hungry, it doesn't get tired, it doesn't have mood swings. It brings a level of consistency that our human minds, frankly, just can't match.
So beyond our moods and hunger, our intuition is also absolutely riddled with cognitive biases. You can think of these like invisible bugs or glitches in our mental software that systematically warp how we see the world and make our choices.
And there are so many of them. Take the anchoring effect. You get stuck on the first number you hear in a negotiation. Or the availability heuristic, where a dramatic story you just saw on the news feels way more important than it actually is. And then there's confirmation bias, which might be the most dangerous of all. It makes our brain actively filter out any information that challenges what we already want to be true.
So if our built-in mental programming is so full of bugs when it comes to modern problems, how do we upgrade? What's the analytical alternative to just going with your gut?
Well, the answer is to create a dedicated system for making choices. A decision management system is basically a framework designed to do the one thing our intuition is terrible at: systematically taking all those messy, subjective human feelings and preferences and translating them into objective, clean data that we can actually analyze without bias. And these systems are built on three really powerful pillars. They're agile, so they can change and evolve. They're analytic, meaning they use data and mathematical models to look forward and predict outcomes, not just react to what's already happened. And maybe most importantly, they are adaptive. They have a test and learn cycle built right in, so the whole decision-making process actually gets smarter and smarter over time.
And this is a huge mental shift. Instead of just getting lucky with an outcome and then calling it a great decision, the focus moves to building a sound, reliable, and repeatable process for arriving at the best possible answer every single time.
So, after weighing all the evidence, what's the final verdict in the case of intuition versus analysis? Who wins the fight?
Well, it turns out it's not a fight to the death. It's actually more of a partnership. Here is the single biggest takeaway. Use your fast, creative, intuitive System 1 to come up with ideas and possibilities. But then, and this is the crucial part, you have to switch over to your slow, deliberate, analytical System 2 to rigorously test and validate those ideas.
This analogy just says it all, doesn't it? We can't confuse a good outcome with a good process. Just because you got away with it this time doesn't mean the way you did it wasn't deeply, deeply flawed. A good process is what protects you from bad luck. And you know, this isn't just some abstract theory. Companies like Think25 are actually building platforms that do exactly this. They use mathematical models to help leadership teams turn these messy, complex dilemmas into clear, actionable plans. It's all about helping them shift away from gut feel and toward a structured consensus that's actually built on objective data. It's about creating a culture of thinking things through first.
Which leaves us with one last and kind of challenging question to think about. When we argue for intuition, is it really about its supposed wisdom, or is it more about our own egos? Are we defending a uniquely human skill, or are we maybe just a little uncomfortable admitting that a well-designed system can often make a better call than our own instincts? It's something to chew on.